There. So, hi everyone. So nice to meet you all. My name is Shir. I am the founder and CEO of Globe Thrivers. We are a next generation travel app empowering millennial and Gen Z travelers and creators by simplifying trip planning. So, today we're going to be talking all about achieving business goals and excellence with AI and some practical insights and strategic approaches that I've learned over the years working in the space and really on integrating AI into your business. So, this is the agenda. It's obviously a short session, so we're going to kind of talk about every single one of these topics high level, but we'll talk about the AI landscape as a whole, pioneering leadership in AI, AI in travel, and then proactively identifying opportunities and pioneering innovation as a leader in your organization with emerging technology. So a little background on myself. I'm Shir. I went to the University of Florida and I ended up in Tel Aviv doing an MBA exchange program over there. And for those of you who don't know, Tel Aviv is like the Silicon Valley of that side of the world, outside of the US. And when I graduated and I started looking for a job over there, I learned a lot about AI and about the space. And this was about 7 years ago. So it was before the open AI boom. And it was really incredible to kind of dive into the space and learn so early on about it. And that's kind of like when I started in the industry. I did have I did work at a startup called Meetrip in Paris when I studied abroad there, which was more of like a marketplace to connect tour guides and local operators with travelers, which is like my first step in the travel tech world. But when I was in Israel, I really learned a lot about the AI space specifically. And the two companies that you see down here are two startups that built their own AI models. Again, like this was before OpenAI, and they really gave access to anyone and everyone to build with AI. But before that, companies had to build it on their own, and it cost millions and millions of dollars, as you know, Travis said before, and as a lot of the speakers were mentioning, before, like in previous sessions. And so something that I've learned a lot building and selling and truly like figuring out product market fit in the AI space over the past few years is truly to find ways to take this emerging technology and make it right for your business, especially as a leader. So that's kind of a little bit about my background and where I'm coming from. So my key takeaways, just if I had to high level, like give some advice from my experience, simplify and sell the benefits. This goes with like any technology, no matter what you're selling or what you're building. Don't sell the intricate tech behind it to the end user and the travelers. Sell the value and the benefit that they're getting. Sometimes you can get really carried away because the technology is so cool and it's so innovative. But at the end of the day, the end user just really wants to understand like how it's going to help them, and to simplify it in the most basic terms sometimes can be really hard, but it's actually super important when you are trying to show the value offering of what you are building. And the second thing, and Travis talked about this before, the data sources that you have as a business are important, right? That's within your DNA, and the data that you use to train the models or ingest in the models that you guys are using when you guys do decide to use AI is crucial, because it actually kind of it basically gives the results that you want the end user to receive, and also the engineers who are actually telling the AI what the user wants, right? It's called prompt engineering. So data and prompt engineering are super important, and it really is there to help you define the use case of what you're building. So very important, in addition to obviously the model and the technology that you're building on. But when you decide to use AI and when you decide to actually implement different emerging technologies into your business, always define your objective. There should always be a bottom line, right? So these are the top four objectives that I wanted to cover. The first is, are you using AI to reduce your costs, right? Labor productivity. It could truly help optimize the productivity of your team internally. Is it to create a new source of revenue for your business? Is it to increase your current revenue stream? Or is it to increase the value of offerings with the features that you're building out in your business? So there should always be an objective that you are going towards when you do decide to incorporate emerging tech such as AI. Something that I wanted to touch on briefly was the AI landscape as a whole, like taking a step back and looking at the industry. And the reason why I put this chart here, especially in 2022, if you can notice that, is is because it was before everyone had access to these LLMs, like these language models that are coming out and that everyone's able to use and build on top of. And it's just to show that there have been so many advancements in this space for the past decade, right? And even before. And you can see that it's across different industries, from warehouse automation to retail to healthcare, to machine learning deployments to computer vision, which is where I had a little bit of experience in my career as well. And what we're seeing here is that a lot of companies invested a lot in building their own models, to actually kind of like push the boundaries in their industries. And today we're seeing this amplified. I mean, even more because and again, there's more access, and you're actually able to anyone can actually build with AI today, which is the beauty of what has been this AI revolution that we've been experiencing. But we have been seeing a lot of different advancements in different industries with this technology, and it's just to show that it's kind of been happening for a while, and we're seeing it amplified even more. And in travel specifically, now that again, like we heard Carlos talk about it as well before, but again, like AI is becoming like a shrinking moat. I think Travis mentioned that before, and it's true, and it's kind of table stakes, right? Like a lot of companies, kind of you need to incorporate it, and it's easier to incorporate it today. And so, travel specifically, it's amazing to see how many travel companies are incorporating it and how much AI has actually impacted the industry, which I haven't really seen it over the years as I've been working in the AI space. McKinsey did a research, and they said that the annual potential value unlocked by generative AI across industries is between $2 to $4 trillion. So it's going to be truly incredible to see the value and how a lot of companies are able to exceed their goals with AI solutions. So we're going to talk a little bit about pioneering leadership in AI and identifying different opportunities. So I think that something super important is proactively identifying industry gaps and leveraging your competitive advantages. So really exploring, like, does your competitive advantage create a moat against AI, or can AI enhance that competitive advantage? And really looking at the market and looking at the value prop that your business has to offer, and seeing how AI can actually enhance your offering or give you that edge that you're looking for. And the second thing is recognizing the potential for AI to automate tasks internally. So whenever I like talk about these different types of areas within AI, this is kind of what I like to tell people when they're trying to kind of like considering like what to do with AI or how to incorporate it in their business. And there are really two different ways, right? There's internal solutions and then there's external solutions. The internal solutions are essentially solutions that you're going to implement internally to help your team optimize efficiency, be more productive. And studies indicate that up to 30% of current work hours could be automated with AI. So figuring out like how can I optimize my team's efficiency with AI solutions? What is my team focusing on that they could be doing better, or maybe we can allot their time to be focusing on other things. So really harnessing the potential of this technology to drive your workforce's productivity higher. Another side note here, working in the retail tech space specifically, like giving another example, a lot of, for those of you who shop online, when you're searching online, a lot of the times, like you're searching like, let's say like a black short sleeve t-shirt, right? Like those words, essentially, those are tags that every single image in the entire catalog of that brand's website needs to be tagged, right? And I've had a lot of experience talking to a lot of brands and retailers who are pretty much tagging every single product in their catalog manually. And some conversations that I've had over the years, because these were the technologies that I was essentially a part of and we were selling, was how can you automate that tagging process, right? Like that's something that you guys can standardize. If you have a definition and that's what you want your entire business to use, that's something that can be automated. And then your team can be focusing on something else that's more strategic. And so that's just one example from retail, but internal solutions can truly help optimize your team's efficiency. And that can be anywhere from like a core database that everyone refers to ask questions, to marketing content and other things. And then there's client facing, which is external solutions. So how are you going to incorporate AI technologies to help your customers have a better experience using your product? And something that we've seen coming out a lot over the past year are chatbots, right? Because ChatGPT is a perfect example of that. Chatbots improve customer service. We've seen a lot of companies use it for that specific example, or to help with trip planning, right? And we've seen a lot of companies coming out with that as well. And so there's a lot of different tools that you can build, and there's a lot of use cases that can be built on top of different language models and so forth. So always when you're a leader in any business, any industry, doesn't even matter what company, if you decide that you want to incorporate AI, kind of assess, where the different pain points are, and where it can be used within your business or for your clients. AI in travel. So I like to show this example just because it really shows the entire like holistic customer experience journey. And you can see that, travelers, the trip planning process starts even before they know they're going on a trip, right? It goes from dreaming to planning to booking to pre-trip to while you're on a trip to post-trip. And all of these different phases of the journey can be impacted by anyone, right? And so a lot of the companies that are presenting during this AI summit are either helping one part or two parts of the journey or three parts of the journey, or trying to impact all parts of the journey. And AI can really help optimize those processes, right? So if we're looking specifically at pre-trip and you're looking at a vacation assistant, if it's specifically a specific person that's trying to help you, tell you what to pack, right? Or they're looking at the weather, or it's giving you all of the availabilities or what's going on with your flight or your scheduling. Or even the customer support. Like there's so many different aspects of the trip planning journey. And so where can you implement AI to actually optimize that experience? Tailoring AI strategies specifically for your business needs. So there are personalized chatbots that we've seen. So Trip.com with Trip Genie was probably one of the first OTAs to implement AI to help customers plan their trips. And then there's automating repetitive tasks, like we mentioned before, like generating listing descriptions, like the Plum Guide started doing. And this is something that a lot of marketplaces can do, right? Like there are tons of listing descriptions that need to be posted that can't be automated if you actually build out the right tool to help you do that. The estimated addressable market for AI-powered chatbots in the travel industry is $1.8 billion plus, according to Skift Research. So we're going to be seeing a lot more chatbots coming out. And again, it's just an easier way to search. So again, why not if it's a good customer experience? Briefly to talk about Globe Thrivers and kind of that whole customer experience journey that I was talking about before. Our mission is really to unify the industry and build a solution that's catered towards the next generation of travelers. And this community approach and the approach of how we're getting inspired today and how we're planning our trips today is crucial. I mean, the majority of our generation, we get inspired through social media, Instagram, TikTok. I mean, our friends saving things, collaborating, working on them together. And at the end of the day, that whole journey is fragmented because there are so many different platforms and tools that people are using. And our mission is essentially to consolidate that experience and create a more holistic experience for our travelers, and using AI to help create a more seamless experience, from inspiration to planning to booking to communicating with the community, and how you're able to essentially create that more seamless journey. And finally, proactively identifying opportunities and pioneering innovation. So I created this like brief checklist. And again, like there are so many different opinions out there and so many different ways that you can do this. But something that works for me and that I've seen work over the years is you can always make a list of your dream features and services, right? Like always think big and always have this vision. And what would you love to do in like an ideal world? But then prioritize it based off of your goals, your objectives for the year, your short-term and long-term benefits, and then gather all the data that you have about your customers. And then once you do that, it's really important to kind of map out the customer journey and the pain points. So if you're doing user interviews or if you're talking to your users and you're getting feedback, taking all that feedback and figuring out where are the biggest pain points that our travelers are experiencing. And then you can prioritize those pain points based off all that data that you've accumulated. And then what's important is, okay, so how can you cross-reference that list of pain points with the features that you thought were like the best in this specific ideal world, and then essentially see where that crossover is. And then building a product roadmap that actually will help you not only solve these pain points that your travelers, that your customers are experiencing, but also again create this solution that will bring in or generate a lot of revenue to your business. So again, like these are just high level tips and tricks and some of my experiences that I've gone through over the past few years working in this industry. AI is super exciting. I mean, it's one of these industries where it's constantly changing and there's so much room for creativity and innovation. And I remember like 7 years ago when I was pitching this like generative AI solution to caption videos live to like media executives in Vegas, and they were just like, "Oh, well, what is AI? How does it work?" And like demoing AI with our language model. And honestly, like it's amazing that we went from that to where we are today because I think everyone knows what AI is, at least to some degree. And it's just incredible to see the evolution of the industry and the space, and that travel is now adopting it at an extremely high rate. And it's just super exciting. So thank you so much for listening in. And if there are any questions, I'd love to answer. And that's pretty much it. I think I finished with 2 minutes to spare. If there are any questions, please feel free to let me know. Let's see. Do you have a list of the best AI chatbots for tour operators and resorts? Um, to be honest, I do not. But there are a lot of chatbots that I have seen coming out asking for preferences for specific traveler needs or like a specific trip that they're going on, and then helping curate an entire trip. But I haven't seen like specific ones for tour operators. Um, but yeah, let me see if there's any other questions. Are there any other sectors with similar structures that travel can look to? If travel usually lags in adoption, who is an early adopter that travel can learn from? So before this like open AI revolution, I saw a lot of AI companies that were coming out building language models to solve use cases in one specific industry. Because what was hard before, and now we're seeing the market evolve, is if you were going to build an AI model, then you were going to build it tailored to a specific industry. Because again, you have to ingest a specific amount of data to be tailored towards that industry. So a lot of solutions that were coming out before were tailored towards, let's say, retail or logistics or whatever it may be. I always like to compare the retail and online shopping experience to travel, just because they're both like super digital experiences that are for real world experiences. So like they're digital solutions solving real world experiences. So a lot of retail companies have been adopting like AI solutions over the past few years. A lot of it's like visual AI. So like scanning a picture of an outfit you like, and how can you find that outfit online? If you used Google Lens, that's a really good example of that. Product recommendations. So if a shopper is coming onto a website, you want to recommend products that they would like to shop. So with travel, why can't it be the same thing? Why can't we build product or like travel recommendations based off of my unique preferences as a shopper or as a traveler? So a lot of these different like online shopping trends that I've seen in retail tech, I think can be adapted to the travel tech space. But it'll be interesting to see what use cases are built over the next few years, because a lot of these solutions, especially the ones I've been a part of, have been B2B technologies specifically. So, but yeah, I think I answered the questions. But if there's any other questions I haven't answered, please feel free to reach out on LinkedIn. I put my email there. And I think that's it. I think I reached my time.